Now, so I'm at a point where this cell, which has been at rest, does everybody remember resting membrane potential? Okay? Well, because the acetylcholine attached opened my ligand gate, another type of gated channel is voltage gated. What does it mean to have voltage? The electrical charge. At this point, what is creating my electrical charge? My sodium rushing in. So if sodium rushed in, changed my charge from negative to positive, what's going to happen to this gate right here? It's closed. So now it's going to open. And if it opens, what gets to rush in? Sodiums. They get to rush in. What happens? They've changed my voltage. This means that this cell is now at work. Since we gave the example of a skeletal muscle cell, this now means that skeletal muscle cell contracted, and therefore you got movement. But can it stay contracted forever? No. We needed to go back into relaxation. So we have our ATP. Oh, that's just another one of the pictures. We have our ATP pumps. What is that one called? Y'all know it. Because I'm dealing with sodiums and potassiums here. My sodium potassium pump. All right? Because now sodiums have rushed all in through here. Okay? And if this is now my sodium potassium pump, what does it require? An ATP. So an ATP has to come in. When it gives the energy to the pump, what does it do?
Depolarize.
It's going to depolarize. How? These sodiums down here got to move in which direction? They got to go out. So sodium has got to go out, and it sounds kind of odd, but potassium is going to move in. But here's the thing. For every 3 sodiums, we only move 2 potassiums. So that brings our cell back to being negative on the inside. And in this case, since we're using the skeletal muscle, we're going to have relaxation.
You said for every 2?
For every 3 sodiums that go out, 2 potassiums come in for the sodium-potassium pump. Now, how are we going to use this for the rest of our session? Everything we're going to study, because we're going to start with chapter 13. I don't plan to spend a lot of time on 13 and 14. Give you some of the highlights, that sort of thing. But as we go into all of the rest of the systems, because in part 1, you really only got into the skeletal, the muscular, a little bit of the nervous, okay, which we're going to kind of finish up here. Those were really the only systems that you got into. Part 2, we're going to be moving into the rest of the systems of the body. Okay, we're going to be moving into the respiratory, the kidney. We're going to move into all of that. But here's the thing. These two systems, the skeletal system and the muscular system, are going to affect every other system of the body. So, when we talk about something being wrong, okay, chances are there's something else wrong in the body somewhere else, okay? So, all of the systems are interconnected, but the cool thing is they are also, the control. It is amazing how the two systems that you've learned about, okay, the muscular, the skeletal, okay, is going to be affecting everything else. It's amazing. So we're going to have to understand it. Every single system that we're going to talk about, we are going to talk about it at this cellular level. Because it's at the cellular level, everything happens. If we can't understand it at this level, how can we understand that organ system, or that organism? We can't. Does that make sense? Okay? So that's how we're going to utilize all of this as we go forward. Take a break. Be back at 9:30.